Hello, welcome to your supplementary class at home. Hopefully you'll find a use for it this week. It's just going to be exactly the same as class, just a little bit smaller. We're going to take a breath in through the nose, regular breath, don't over breathe. And as you exhale, lift up, wake up your pelvic floor and just bring your chin to chest. Rounding off the top of your neck there. Nice foot check opportunity. You're going to just check the outer blades of your feet are in line with your mat. And this should be about hip distance apart. Bring yourself back into normal alignment. Standing, breath in again. Feel tall through your crown and just bring up your shoulders on that breath. And then exhale, draw your shoulders down and your scapula. And then one more, just exactly the same. Breath in, everything's light, shoulders are light. And then exhale, as you draw your scapula down away from your crown, you feel super tall, really light and airy, and you're just lengthening your shoulders away from your crown. We're going to take a breath in and just bring up this right arm. That's it. And as you take the arm back down, you're going to turn your face, keeping it nice and level with the wall in front of you or window in front of you. And bring the arm down, breath in, come up to the front, straight. Your palms are facing out to the world here. Exhale, draw your pelvic floor up, shoulders are level with the wall in front, and so are your hips, and your face is level and flat with this wall. Breath in, come to the front, and exhale. Bring your face to the front, and on the next one, I'm going to take the next breath in, I'm going to take the other arm up, and then turn your face into that space. On the exhale, engaging the pelvic floor, gently float the arm back down, and the other gaze is at the other side of the room now, nice and flat in line with that wall. Breath in, come to the front, and exhale. I would like your ears level with your shoulders. Breathing in, your forehead as level as your chin with the wall, depending on your profile. That's it, exhale, one more breath in here. And then we're going for a nice balance. We're just opening out the hip, so transfer the weight over to the left. Your right heel just gently rests on your ankle there, like a lazy horse, but I don't want you too lazy, I want your pelvis nice and neutral. You're breathing in, and as you exhale, internal kiss draws that foot up onto your shin, actually on the side of your calf muscle. Avoid propping yourself up on your joints. On your next exhale, see if the power of the pelvic floor can just take it a little bit further, and you can use your hand to help. I can anyway, so you can if I can. We're just aiming for the hips level. You can have a little hold here, but do try to let the foot press into that inner thigh, just engaging that glute there and opening the pelvis there. We're just stretching it there because we've got some side lunges coming up. Breath in, secure your core, bring your leg back into level with your hip and fold it away, transferring the weight onto that leg that was then in the air. Turn your hip out, just your heel, rest gently on the ankle, breath in. And as you exhale, draw that foot into that calf. Just gently opening up the pelvis, warming up this muscle here just to get it a little bit open and used to the movement. Breath in, let's see if we can bring it high again, just give it a little bit of a help there. Breath in, try and keep your hips level. So as level as you can, both hips parallel. Breath in, and on this exhale, lift the pelvic floor and take the knee joint so it's in line with your hip joint there. And then when we've got some secure core going on, we just fold everything down. So we're ready for nice little pendulum. You're taking the weight onto this left leg. Try and get the whole of your body weight evenly distributed through that foot. Think about 4 pins just below your toes, 2 pins there and 2 in the middle of your heel. Flex the foot, and on the exhale, imagine that pole drawing the leg up, and we're going for 8 of these. Again, keep the hips nice and level. Exhale to lift, breathe into lower. 3 more here, we're staying on this side. So we're going to do the whole sequence here and then the whole sequence on the other side. We're transferring the weight onto this foot that was in the air and we're going into curtsy squats. Remember last week, so we're nice and firm, evenly distributed weight through this new foot, but we're still working this side here. Point the toe, draw it round, and remember the form, it's keeping the knee, hovering that ankle, so I have to really aim for my big toe. This supporting kind of foot is very lightly on the floor, so keeping the knee over the ankle, you should still be able to see your toes. We're going for 8 here. Exhale to come down, breathing in lift. Exhale here, check your form. Exhale, breathing in as you come upward. You can start to reach through with your hands, just taking them away from the centre of gravity makes it ever so much more difficult. Not much more, but it definitely does make it a little bit more hard. You're really going into that glute for now. 5, breathing in, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one. We're still going to be working this. I do like to overload. So we're coming into a lunge. So you can get quite wide. We're going into this side, so we're going to the right. This knee hovers that ankle. Again, you can see the toe. And for this one, concentrate on keeping your hips level. So don't lower down into this hip. Keep them level. So you have to switch on those glutes. Kind of push back a little bit. We can stay upright for a bit. Breath in. Exhale. Breathing in. Exhale. But if you feel like you want a nice stretch in your back, if you've got a good back and you want to have a stretch, then you can hinge through the hips. Don't drop into that hip. Keep both hips level with the floor. Engage that glute and just draw your sitting bones towards the skirting board. Breath in, come up. Check your feet are forward facing there. Soft shoulders. You're just powering here in the glute. Breath in, 3 more. And then we're still staying on this side. You can stick with this option if this next one becomes a little bit too tough. So we're bringing the legs together. We're going to kind of shrimp squat down into this right leg again, but the toe of the other leg, the left toe, slides across the floor, keeping this supporting leg very much in line with the ankle. This knee mustn't overshoot that toe. Reach forwards. This toe here that's sliding out is light. Bring it back up. That's your inhale. Exhale. Breath in. Exhale. Okay, so we're going for 4 more. Again, if you've got a good back, hinge through your hips and reach forwards. Breath in at the top, or just carry on staying upright. That's equally fine. We're getting fatigued, so just 3, for 2, and 1. So let's do all the same on this other side. So the feet are together, breath in. We're crooking that foot, we're keeping the hips level, and we're just penduluming this leg, penduluming, I don't know if that's a word, this leg out to the side. That's your exhale. This is your breath in. 4 more. 4, 3, exhale, hips are level. 2, and 1. Now you are still working this leg, but it's time for curtsy squat, so this leg stays nice and sturdy. Take the other foot round. Keep this knee into the big toe. Aim for the big toe. That's what I have to do to keep it upright. Breath in and exhale. Breath in at the top. Exhale here. If you're a bit warmer now, you fancy going down into your reach forward. That's fine. If you're not sure with your back, then just keep your crown above your coccyx. 3, should be feeling it here. For 2, Nice and light in that supporting foot. And here we go, we're going into this side lunge, static this time, so the feet don't move, but we're coming into this left glute now. The hips don't wobble. Nice, remind me of that song. Breath in, exhale, lower. Breathing in, left. Hips are level. This is lengthening now, this inner thigh, this is engaging here. Let's just check that knees over the ankle. And if you want to, we can hinge through the hips. Lengthen your spine. This is good if you're confident your back's nice and strong. For 3. Breath in. For 2. Breath in, up. Exhale here. How's this hips? Not dropped down, has it? Last one for this option. You can stay here if you wish, or we can do any. You can go back to this if that's where you want to go to. Just try and keep moving. Don't worry about how many repetitions. They are a little guide. So we are shrimping down. This foot that's moving is soft. It's not pressing through the floor. It's super light. We're aiming for that big toe. Bring it up. Exhale. Okay, you can stay more upright, or we can have a go at folding into those hips forward. Your hips don't go crooked, but they can fold in. Fold your waist down. For 3, for 2, excellent. And last one. We're going down onto the floor. We're having a little bit of a stretch before we go into the bridge. So before you get down, just make sure you've got your band, and you might want a little support for your head. So a nice little cushion. So once we're all ready, we're sitting in our nice eye position. Knees don't wander in and a hip distance apart. Soft feet in line with those. From your crown position, we're literally just rolling down. You can do it safely with your knees bent, holding on, or release your fingers. Remember, if you're feeling strong in your abdomen, you just do exactly the same with your legs lengthened. Your shoulders hover the hips. Your crown hovers your coccyx to begin with, and then on your breath in, open everything up and then close the ribs down, chin to chest. Draw your scapula down and just roll your coccyx right under. So you're aiming for the spine to be nice and protruding so it can lever you down into the mat there. We're just having a nice little stretch first of all. So we're taking the band onto the leg, onto the foot. Stretch it out. Elbows into the waist. I'll just flick that up a little sec. Just taking the elbows into the waist, heel above the hip, flat foot, so you feel a lovely length all the way down here. And we are exhaling, lifting the pelvic floor as we meander that leg straight over to the side. Obviously the opposite hip to leg lowering lifts, and you should be feeling a deep stretch here, and that's what we want because we've just worked all that. We want it to be getting a nice stretch after all that contraction. Breathing in, secure your core. I don't want tension in your shoulders particularly. Just make sure your elbows are neatly into your waist, and make sure you're still continuing with that control as you take the leg to the other side. A little breath here. And exhale. Draw this leg back up and bend the knee. Secure your core to get the other leg into the band. Little gentle pull there. Breath in. Exhale. Secure that core. Get your shoulders from out of your ears and just draw that leg across your body, peeling that hip off the floor as you take the leg to the other side. Again, hope you're getting a nice stretch there. Obviously your hamstrings and your calf muscles are stretching. Really push your heel into it. And on your next exhale, secure everything and bring the leg back up. Make sure you're continuing with that secure core as you float the leg out to the other side. You're just stretching now the inner thigh after the pendulums we did and those side lunges. Just let those muscles now stretch. But I don't want you engaging with your shoulders there. I want those really soft and light. Breath in, exhale. Are you nice and secure? Bring that leg up. Bend it here. That's it for your little warm up. We're getting rid of the cushion for a sec. We are going to go gently into the bridge. Just check your ankles are underneath your knees. You're neutral for a second. And now imagining that little saucer of water is nice and full currently. You're going to pour that water that's just below your belly button. You're going to pour the saucer of water into that belly button. You've got flat back now. Your palms are at the floor. Imagining your back's a row of beads. You're starting to pick up the beads that are the lumbar spine. One vertebrae at a time is what we're aiming for. You're stretching out these hip flexors as well. Lengthen yourself all the way up. Double check here that your ankles are underneath your knees aren't bowing in. And when you've got to the top, you've got a gentle engagement with your glutes there. They're nicely activated, but your knees are not narrowing. Keep those nice and hip distance. Breath in, take your arms over. They're wheeling across the floor are your shoulder blades. Leave it there and then let's get one vertebrae down at a time to get your back down. So you have to get that pelvis tilted, so you're aiming for spine imprint as you get the lower spine back down into the mat. Once you've got spine imprint, bring yourself into neutral by rolling your hips towards your feet there, and then bring your arms up and over. Snug your shoulders into the mat. Wheel your shoulder blades across the floor as your arms release down. Chin to chest, but keep this totally neutral so you don't flick your pubic bone anywhere. And then just reach here. And then gently bring your foot back down. We're now going into this breath in and taking your arms over your head. But it's ribcage closure, so we're thinking about keeping the ribs really nice and softly down to your hips there. So we're keeping neutral pelvis, keeping that still and keeping your spine still. Breath in and exhale. One more, and then we're thinking about taking one leg into tabletop. So I'm taking the left leg into tabletop. Nothing's moved in the pelvis. Hips are level with that pubic bone. So you've got a cupped back. You've got a little curve there still. Because we've got this foot on the floor keeping us safe, you see. You don't have to do spine imprint yet. This foot is feather light there. This knee hovers this hip. And this joint is rigid. We're taking a breath in. As the arms go over, we tap that toe. Sweep the arm round, exhale to bring the knee back up. Breathing in and exhale as the knee comes back up. Feather light in that supporting foot. Everything's totally still in that neutral pelvis, because I've got a tendency to rock back, but I'm trying to practice a bit of neutral pelvis with the opportunity with that foot on the floor, because I'll do one extra as I witter on a bit more, because in a sec we're going into spine imprint. So just take the opportunity while one foot's on the floor to remain neutral. We're swapping legs, everything's still here, little curve here. And we're ready to breathe in. Take your arms over and your toeing tap down. Tap that toe down. Breath in and exhale. Breath in and exhale. We'll do another set with our chin to chest. Just 2 more here. Check that foot that's on the floor. It's feather light and nice and soft because you're holding all of the security in your core, not your foot. We're spine imprinting here, so I'm just trying to show you that there. So the pubic bone goes to the nose and the lower back is now flat in the mat, so I'm safe to put both legs now in the air. We're not ever creeping too far forwards. So imagine you've got a board there, or your band here. Imagine it's here, and if you come too near, it flicks you away, because I want you to engage this rather than falling in. Are you ready? So just part the knees, hip distance apart there. Breath in, just have a go with your arms just on their own first. Now chin to chest, breath in. And exhale, belly button down. Now we're going to do 4 toe taps here. If this is too much, just pop your other leg down. Last 2 and 1. Okay, other side. Breathing in and exhale. You should just feel the tiny tips of your shoulders on the floor as you reach your arms over. Okay, breath in, have a little rest if you need to, come down. And we'll do another 4 of those before we go into the next option. So breathing in and exhale. We can alternate here because there's no form really that you can spoil by doing the same leg. 2 more on each side. And then we're changing it ever slightly. So you've got your toe tapped in, you've got nice, lovely, lubricated hips now. We're freezing the knees here, but now we're lengthening the legs. So you can have your head down, or you can draw your chin to chest. And it's breath in as the arms come up and round. Exhale here for 3, for 2, and last one before we go into the harder option. So do you remember that dolphin dive with the toes? They kind of don't let those knees creep forward, and dive the toes and then come up. Dive the toes and then come up. And the arms do exactly the same. So it's breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in and exhale. Let's have a quick little cuddle here. You stay there. This has just fallen down. Need to be able to see that there. That's it. So we're going to do 1 more set of 4. I'd like you to choose your options. You can toe tap, or we can extend, or we can go into the dip and dive like your dolphin. Okay? Option chin to chest. Breathing in for 4. Exhale. Breathing in 3. And 2. And 1. There we go. Bring those knees, tuck them in. I think we did baby in class, didn't we? So bring your toes up. This is level, the shin, and your knees are just by your armpits. You just hook one finger over the toe, and we just imprint the lower back there into the mat, and breathe just for a sec there. And now we're ready to go into leg circles. So we can have the supporting leg bent or lengthened. Your top toe hovers your hip, palms to the floor, and we're just taking this toe in a little circle around your hip and then reverse. So it's like a grapefruit size circle to begin with. And then we make it central before we take the toe to the belly button. We're going for a football size circle here. and then we're reversing. Feel the length all the way up the back of your legs, centre the leg, and we're going into a big swoop. Bring it round. Try and get like the hip joint in the middle of the circle. So it's like the nib of the compass is your hip, and you're drawing a lovely circle with your toe on the ceiling there. So really reach towards your head. Your legs really as straight as possible. Centre it up. Fold it in. Keep it this supporting foot now bent or lengthened. The other toe comes into play. We're really aiming for that toe to be pointed above the hip there. Palms are to the floor. Take that toe to the belly button. We're going for 2 grapefruit size circles one way and then reverse. Try not to swing, try and articulate the circle centre. Move it to the belly button, ready for your football size circle. Avoid moving the toe. Initiate it from the hip, reverse. Lengthen this leg, aim for that toe to be, that need to be straight. Breathe, exhale, swoop it all the way around. Woof. 2 one way, use a bit of momentum here. As long as it's comfortable in the hip, that's fine. And a nice little circle on your sacrum as well. Knee in, fold it away into neutral, and just do a couple of tilts in your pelvis. Now, rolling onto our tummy, and we're actually going to go into a cobra. And I want you to come back into your cobra anytime things get a little bit hard. But I want you to have a go at the last exercise, which is going to be the plank. So your shoulders are in line with your hands there. Your pubic bones into the mat, but I want a soft bottom, and your eyes don't come up ahead. They kind of stay looking down until, so just let your body track up, your eyes tracking the wall there. Okay, so we can be here, and then we can go back down, exhale, and I want you to bring your elbows underneath your shoulders now, and we're coming into like tuck your toes under into a plank, but draw your knees in. Get them comfortable, because we're going for a knee plank here. Your bottom's still low, so your hips are down to the floor, so you're in a sloped shoulders to your knees. And we'll just stay here for 15 seconds, I think. Breathing in and out. If you want to do a full plank, you can do, but I thought we'd have a go at that as well anyway after this little warm up. And then I'm rolling to the side. Now you have to really secure your core, so you're not dipping in your back. Stay nice and high. Get your hips stacked. This elbow now turns in with your shoulder hovering that elbow. If you need to come down into your waist, that's fine, but otherwise have a go at breathing in. Exhale. You might have stayed into this shape, that's great. We'll stay here for another 15 seconds in this mini class. The live ones, I'm going for 30 seconds each. And then we can come down in the waist, or stay nice and strong if you can. Direct your elbows so they're back underneath your shoulders, and roll onto the other side. And I just now can't see my clock, so I'm just going to count as best as I can. Oh, this elbow can come underneath your shoulder, but the forearm goes out to the side there. And just breathe into the length and strength of this side plank. That's it. Breathe, stay strong, just a couple seconds. Breath in, exhale, bring it round. So now we can have a try of a full plank, or just stay with the semi one we've just done there. Wrists underneath your shoulders, extend each leg into this full plank. So we'll stay here for
30 seconds, I think, or just as long as you can. And then we'll just do 15 on your side planks. Breathe. Just checking my shoulders are over my wrists. Okay, strong in your chest. You're not hanging off your shoulders, so everything's really strong in the chest. And just tuck your coccyx under. So try and stay in the full plank. You are taking the left foot out to the side, so the outer blade of the foot is now on the floor. You can actually use the top toe just to balance your here or stack them up. Your hips are stacked, and we'll stay here for 15 seconds. Breathe. Just double check this wrist is right directly underneath that shoulder. Roll into your regular plank and fall onto that outer blade of your foot. Breathe. Just 5 seconds. Bring it back into your plank. Knees come down. Get your bum down. Reach your fingertips away from your toes. Pop your head down. Breathe. Ooh, roll from side to side. This can be your finishing little stretch. If you've got a child pose, you need then find that little stretch for yourself. But just swaying from your hips is really nice. You can be fine up here if this is where you're at, and just lengthening your arms away, that's absolutely valid as well. Just find the stretch that's going to stretch your back out today and your pelvis. Come into sitting and you're done. Hope that was nice and quick for you to supplement your classes if you just want to fit another little quick one in at home. Thanks for joining me. See you in class.